I've got there they are. I've got a band here and a co-host.
Why isn't it?
You're in for a treat, Atlanta. We're not going to tell you who's up next. We'd like to surprise you. I'm not going to just tell Atlanta everything's going to happen, Robbie, because then where's the fun? You know what I mean?
That's right.
So Mark, bear with us. We're going to surprise him a little something, okay?
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to the stage next,
There we go.
Mark Sheppard! To your satisfaction, sir? One thumb up. One thumb teetering, almost up. Oh, two thumbs up.
Any changes, notes? Notes?
Yeah. What's happening tonight, Rob?
We're doing a concert we like to call the Saturday Night Special.
You people coming? Where's it going to be?
Right here in this stage. Right here in this
Sort
stage. Pushed over that
A
way.
bit bigger?
We have 2 drum kits.
You do?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, Norton plays a drum set.
He does? Yes.
Yeah, and then Mark Sheppard plays drums.
He does?
Yeah.
That's very kind of you, Stephen.
And tonight's going to be an extra special night. We've got a couple surprise guest stars.
Ooh. Mark Sheppard is one of them.
Mark Sheppard's one of them. We have a lot of performers who are here with us this weekend. So, pretty much everyone on that banner is singing tonight.
It's an amazing thing.
Yeah.
If you guys haven't been to, how many of you guys are new here? We're really happy to be in Atlanta. It's an amazing thing to be here. I used to come here for DragonCon a lot. I watched that grow. That was an amazing experience. I've always loved the city. But this is a special thing. You're going to find a very, very different thing in a Creation Supernatural convention. There's a lot more access to us, I think. There's a lot more fun to be had. And I think the most fun part of it, apart from meeting all you guys, for me, is the Saturday Night Special. I think it's an extraordinary event. So if you're undecided, you have a major mind up, I would urge you to err on the side of coming to the gig tonight. It's a special thing. It's not what you think it's going to be. It's a full rock show. It's a fantastic thing. And you who know Loudon Swain know how good Loudon Swain are as a band. And then just add to that the fun of everybody coming and trying to join in. So it's a pretty amazing experience. I urge you to come and see these guys play.
Our first time we've ever played in Atlanta. Our first time we've ever been in Atlanta, and we're gonna have some really special performances tonight that are unique to this city.
I think it's fair enough to say that the whole thing is powered by the peanuts. It's a boiled peanut-centric show.
The first time you said that to me, I didn't know you were saying peanuts.
And I've never seen you happier. It was a weird...
You can eat whatever you want.
He lit up like a kid on Christmas morning.
To eat whatever you want.
Darn tootin'.
Boil those?
Hey, whatever lights your candle.
We've all tried them backstage, by the way. I'm going to be posting videos of all the people trying their very boiled peanuts. And a series of videos.
First time I came here, right? First time I came out to Atlanta, it was my buddy Tom, who'd been here a bunch of times, thought he knew the town, right? So he thought he knew what he was doing. So he tries to go find a rib joint to go eat, and the taxi driver's just laughing at him because he's driving me to like the worst crack neighborhood you've ever seen in your entire life, and there's nobody there. It's like an industrial neighborhood. It's like nothing. It's like before The Walking Dead was filmed here, it's what The Walking Dead looked like. It was really scary. So I looked at the taxi driver. I knew Tom was completely out of his depth here. I looked at the guy and said, excuse me, can I ask you a question, sir? He said, of course. I said, do you know what is a decent rib joint here? He goes, yep. So I said, where is he? He goes, it's about 9 miles in the other direction.
Yeah, there you go.
And I'm like, okay, take me there. So he took me to a place here that's called Fat Man's Rib Shack. It's one of my favorite places to go to. Fat Man's Planet. And the first night I was there, the band outnumbered the patrons 2 to 1. And I was like, nobody's ever heard of this place. What was the first question? First question I said, excuse me, ma'am, what do you have? It's late. So I was like, what do you have? She goes, well, we got ribs, we got peanuts. And I was like, and ribs and peanuts it'll be then.
Have your rib and peanut platter, please.
I came back the next day expecting that thought that I found this tiny little place that nobody knew about. And it was a Sunday.
Oh, forget it, man.
Right after church, there was a line.
Out the door, yeah. Absolutely.
Like, typical Atlanta, great. What the South is all about. It's 2 people who are like, hey, you look like you're not from around here. I was like, uh-huh. I said, would you like to come join us? I said, absolutely. He said, you'll never get a table unless you come sit with somebody. So, would you like to come join us? So I sat down and discovered true Southern hospitality and great food. So I love this town. It's a great town. We're just freaking out just like somebody flooded Fat Man's Rib Shack.
It is a great town, and I'm going to let this town enjoy some Mark Sheppard time. Ladies and gentlemen, Atlanta, Georgia, Mark Sheppard.
Richard Spade! John Benedict! Loud and sway! I know, they should be worried. They sort of just leave me here with all their stuff. God, Steve needs to polish his cymbals. They're getting grubby. Look at this, finger marks. God damn. Ooh, toys. Ooh. Like that. Ooh. This is like, I'm a drummer, this doesn't make any sense to me at all. It's like, how much shit do you actually need on this track? And it says purple. So, it's really... It's all gone quiet. It's wonderful to be here. I'm really glad we got to come to Atlanta. And hopefully it'll just get bigger and bigger. So you guys are new, right? Hands up, new? Wow, that's extraordinary. Let me tell you a little something about creation entertainment events that involve these supernatural family, as we like to call ourselves. It's a different thing, it's a fun thing. You will make friends, whether you want to or not. You will have people all up in your business, whether you want them to be or not. You will have a wonderful time. It is a truly, truly spectacular thing. And if you're real lucky, you'll want to come back again. And that's the reason why we come. The reason why we're here, the reason why we do what we do is because of you. We like to be here, we like to see you guys. We know a lot of you, and even though a lot of you are new, and we feel very connected to you. You know, this is, unfortunately, this is a time when people have to go out and vote, people have to talk about that crap. And there's all sorts of other stuff going on, and all sorts of amazing things going on. But to bring it back to reality, and the reality of the right now, is I am always humbled and astonished by you guys. Truly, truly amazed. It's this is the antidote. This is the opposite of what's going on everywhere else in the world. All the negativity and all the meanness and all the just awful behavior that goes on. The hate and the anger that is so prevalent right now on this planet. And I'm, you know, as I despair as a father, as an American, a newly minted American. Hey, you guys said yes, don't blame me. You all voted and it was a yes. But as a newly minted American, I despair for the fact that there is just so much negativity and atrocious behavior going on. And I do love the fact that when I feel so bad about what's happening, that the supernatural family will just perk me up a little and make me smile.
Aww.
It's a two-way street, you know. I'm very proud of I'm proud of my brothers and sisters who you know, do amazing things for amazing causes, and you know, put their heart and their money where their mouth is. And I love the fact that you guys get on board and you help, and it really does make a difference. It's a truly extraordinary thing, and I thank you for it. Not to be too heavy to start out, you know, it's just sort of, because, you know, you're going to want to ask me questions, and I guarantee you I'm not going to answer them. I don't really care about that sort of stuff. Because nobody ever asks me decent questions anyway, it's all crap.
Oh.
It's true, it's true. By the way, no, it's all, hold on a second, I've got to see something here. It's all bullshit.
He's watching the interpreter.
To all you deaf people out there, that was hilariously funny. I've been taught to curse by some wonderful, wonderful deaf people all over the world. There are little idiosyncrasies with different parts of colloquial sign language. And if you've got nothing better to do, ask a deaf friend how to curse in sign language. Of course, that makes sense. I never thought of that. You know, it's a fantastic thing. I learned some really filthy ones last week, which I can't do because there's probably people under 18 here. But, oh, terrible stuff. Terrible, terrible stuff. So, are you first? You're looking at a phone? You're that nervous? Here, let's make you more comfortable. Mark. What were we going to say? Yeah, what's the question?
Okay.
Checking for spelling.
We adore you.
Doesn't say that here.
No.
I mean, really? Really?
Okay. Crackly is a very complicated character.
Good.
And
Over the years. He's a what?
he's a very complicated
Yeah,
character.
yeah. And what else is he?
And it literally takes my breath away when he gets to go all red smoking badass.
I like that.
However, he never seems to stay powered up more than a couple of minutes.
Yeah. Right.
And as much as we all love a good body comedy, will he ever get to kick ass like we know he can?
Excuse me?
Like we know he can.
How dare you, madam? We know he can. Nice addendum on the end of that. Well, we know I can. Well, let's put it this way. Who watched the episode? Who watched the episode with Thursday? Who watched Thursday? Hands down. Who didn't watch it? What are you people, drunk?
I was registering for the convention.
Well, there's an honest girl. She was drunk and she missed it. Guys, you don't go down to the bar if you don't want to know what the score is. What are you doing here? Oh, so your TV didn't work. How old are you? How old are you? 16. You never stolen anything in your life? Good God, woman! This year's supposed to be the resourceful generation. You can't even steal an episode of television that freely streams. God! What do you come as? Yeah. Who? Who?
SDL.
Never heard of it. $20 costumes. It's the only way people dress, you know that people only ever dress as Castile because it costs $20 to buy the jacket. That's what it is. You can't bother to go buy a decent suit. Why bother? I mean, really, why bother? What? No, it's because he's copying Constantine, but apart from that, it's fine. I like Matt Ryan, actually. He's a really good singer. I love Matt Ryan, he's a good guy. What do you want?
Okay, so...
Don't get me started.
So,
Who are you filming? You don't get to film me. What are you filming right now? My crotch? What is wrong with this town? You can stand up if you want to.
okay, 2 years...
It's alright, it's like talking to Ruth.
2 years ago at the Nerd HQ...
You're going to ask me to remember something from 2 years ago? You're going to tell me, right? So it's not a question, this is just like a statement.
So you were asked...
Oh, I'm getting right. Who's calling me? Hello? Hello? Spam call. Oh, they hang up.
Aww.
Sorry, go on. Was it important?
Yes. You were asked what you...
Want to see a picture of my baby?
Yes!
Ask you.
Aww.
What's wrong with you people? Oh, super cute. Oh. They all look like me, little chubby, bald, ill-fitting clothes. Sorry, did you have a question?
Yes.
Okay, what is it?
You were asked what you liked about directing, and you didn't get to answer.
I didn't?
You didn't get to answer because Jared was being the 6'4" puppy that he is.
6'4", he's 6'5". Lies about his height.
And I want to be a director.
You do?
You said you love directing, but you
Don't
didn't.
ever direct anything that involves Jared Padalecki. It's just storytelling. It's how you tell stories. All it is storytelling. If you like doing it in front of a camera, if you like doing it from behind a microphone, if you like doing it on paper, if you like writing it, if you like dancing it, it doesn't make any difference at all. It's just the telling of the story. And, you know, two great quotes about directing that I was given before I directed was, one was, directing is answering 1,000 questions. That's all it is. And, you know, the other side of it is making a place where magic can happen. The idea is that you're trying to create a place where magic can happen, as opposed to trying to control something and make people do something specifically. You're trying to, you know, like herding cats, especially with Jared Padalecki. You're trying to create a place. You're giving a basis by which magic is possible to happen, that art can actually exist. But remember, in television, right? We make television. Television conspires against art completely. It takes 8 days to shoot a TV episode. It should take 10. They actually have to structure overtime to work. Otherwise, it would take 10 days to do it, or 9.5 days to do it. There is never enough time. There's never enough money. It doesn't matter how big the show is. And there's hundreds of people involved in getting it done, from the idea and the inception, the writing, all the way through the performance, the production. It's the pre-production, the performance, the production, and then the post-production, which is mind-blowing in and of itself. Because once you see the raw materials, you can question how the hell it ever became what it is that it became. Like you're saying you love it. Oh, one second. But you like the spread, the smoke, and the eyes and all that stuff, and that was fantastic. And I was watching that amazing video that was up here before I came on, which made me laugh my ass off. Me and Bieber. It's brilliant. I love that. That's the storytelling that makes me laugh. But the idea is that, you know, to see Mark Malash and And those guys get excited about, oh, we're going to do your eyes, but we're not just going to do red, because we've protected against the red for so long. We're going to have them smoke and the centers will be a little darker. Right? People get excited by their jobs. We all get excited by their jobs. And that translates to what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say the passion in it translates, and the audience sees and feels the passion. And without that, I don't think you can really love a show. It can be the dumbest little show, but if it's made with heart, and it's made with love, it tends to endure, and people tend to like it. And so when you're creating something for yourself, or a story you want to tell, please make sure it's a story you want to tell, and put your whole heart in it. And that's what you have to do, and you'll win every time.
Awesome.
Is that cool?
Yeah.
What do you want?
What aggravates you the most about Sam and Dean?
What?
What aggravates you the most about Sam and Dean?
Hold on, I can't hear the first word. What?
Angers. Aggravates.
Aggravates me about
Sam and Dean.
what aggravates me most about Sam and Dean? The fact that they exist. Let me see. What aggravates me? Height. Does your neck in? You know, like you're talking to me right now? That's what it feels like. But you can have great solace in the fact that you know you're at least a foot taller than Ruth. But what aggravates me about Sam and Dean? Honestly, I'll give you a real answer. That's a good question. If they'd just do what I told them to do, the whole universe would be so much better. Yes, they're the bad guys. I'm the good guy. They kill way more people than I do. So who is this amazingly well-dressed person here? Somebody who spent more than $5 on a costume. Thank you.
Hey, so I had a question.
You did?
Yes.
What happened to it?
So clearly in the past, most recent seasons, Crowley has shown his more good and softer side.
That's your opinion.
So my question is, Mark,
Yes.
which was your favorite? Did you enjoy playing good Crowley or badass, I'm gonna kill all your friends, I don't give a fuck Crowley?
Thank you for the extra language, but hold on.
So,
Nicely done. Nicely done, sir. Sorry, I was waiting for the punchline. Yeah. Some great Australian ones I'll teach you later. Which involve the word "yar." It's very interesting. They use it in Australia as well, which is F, U, and all your. Very southern, really, isn't it? Thank you. What was the question again? Something about something
which
to do
did you
with...
enjoy playing more, badass Crowley or good Crowley?
There's no such thing. I'm badass Crowley or good Crowley. It's just Crowley. It just depends on the circumstance, right?
Yeah.
Right? They'll learn eventually.
Sorry?
Hi.
Exactly. Go.
My question is, what was your reaction when you got the role for Supernatural?
Wanna go the role of Crowley?
Yeah.
Ah, crap. I was like, you know, as many of you know, there's a wonderful guy, well, mostly wonderful guy called Kim Manners. He was a person I knew for many, many years. He was a wonderful, curmudgeonly, brilliant man who has a lot to do with the direction and the way the supernatural feels. Certainly. You're doing a fantastic job of going incognito there. So the wonderful Kim Manners. Hey guys. Who are you? I'm talking to the people who are hiding in the back. Anyway, so Kim was a fantastic guy. I worked with him on a couple of different projects over the years, and he always said, like, you got to come do the show. And, you know, the boys are amazing. It's so much fun. Blah 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 blah. And I'd see him all the time in Vancouver when I was up there working on anything else, and he just kept saying it. And he's an extraordinary man. He was a really interesting, very fiercely loyal man, and he had a lot of impact on a lot of people's careers. The boys will tell you exactly the same. He had a huge impact on their careers. And I was working with his brother Kelly on Leverage. And Kelly was working on Dollhouse. He wasn't working on Leverage, he was working on Dollhouse. I had a message to tell him that he should go and work over on Leverage from Dean Devlin. It was a weird conversation. And I found out that Kim was ill, and later on he passed. Very unfortunate, wonderful guy. And I'd never done Supernatural. And then right after he passed, it came up. I was like, seriously? So Ben Edlund wrote it. I know Ben, obviously. I was like, oh God, this is the weirdest thing. I went, yeah, you know what, I'll go in on it. I got a funny feeling I'll go in on this. And I went in, and it went from a guest star shot to 8 seasons. It's mind-blowing to me what it does.
Amazing.
So it's a little pompous, but at least I would know if Kim had seen it, he'd be giggling his ass off. There you go. See, told you it's fun. And it is. It's a wonderful thing. I laugh my ass off. Everybody who's like in season 1 of a show, just watch this. Go read Entertainment Weekly or any of the other. They're like, oh, it's such a family. We're all like brothers and sisters. Like, you don't even know each other.
Yeah.
You look at all these people, and then you see them out in wild, and you see them at Comic-Cons and stuff like that, and you go, you don't even talk to each other. Miserable, most of them. It's like, but they're trying, everyone's trying, so it's a hardcore work environment. You work in 18 hours together, etc. It's a big deal. And then you go, I look at the last 8 years, or 7 years of being on Supernatural, 8 seasons of being on Supernatural, and I'm like, you can't even describe it as a family. It's massively functional and dysfunctional at the same time. But we see so much of each other. It's a wonderful thing. And we see so much of the fans, and we're able to have this interaction, which is a beautiful thing that we enjoy so much. And it's truly humbling. But there has been nothing like this. I mean, I worked on Battlestar, I worked on Firefly, and Doctor Who. Three shows, and everybody talks about how tight everybody was. And they're fantastic people to be with. But there's something very special about Supernatural, something very special. I walk onto that set, I get off a plane, I go to the airport, I get home, I get up in the morning, get my car, I drive to work, and I go through that gate, and I feel like I'm at home. It's an amazing thing.
Aww.
They look after me, you know? They look after my mental well-being, and my ups and downs and all that stuff. Through all the things I've been through in the last 7 years, you know, they're always there, which is a true family. That's what it is. So, you know, I guess that vibe rubs off, and that's why we do these things, you know? Kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want? Don't be surprised. This is the Castiel panel.
Well, I want to know.
I see you at my home from home, the trunk.
I'm sorry, what? My daughter.
No, the
She's
car.
got jerk and I got bitch
No,
because she can't.
the car.
Oh, the car. I'm sorry. I can hear you.
Don't be sorry.
I'm nervous. I'm
Don't be
sorry.
nervous.
I'm sorry.
Nothing to be nervous about.
Well, you're Mark.
Well, that's true, isn't it? There can only be one.
Okay, when you started off on Supernatural, you didn't have a beard. But
I didn't?
You didn't. No, you're very shaven.
No.
So why get the beard now? Was it?
This is sexy.
My husband's here and he's got a goatee.
Where is he?
He's right there in the pink shirt.
Good man.
That is awesome. So I just was wondering, was it you? Was it the show? I mean,
I asked Bob, can I get a bit of stubble on here? Because it's like pain in the butt, shaving every day. I just clip it. Sure. 4 years later, it's a beard. Like, what happened? So yeah. If you're a guy, you take the advice of the cute women around you, say, you look good in that. That's hard. You go, okay. It's a lot better advice than you get.
Yeah, I won't let him shave. I said, no, I gotta look at you.
Well, you see, there's the other side of that as well. They may want to keep you ugly, just so there's no prospects out
Well, you're
there.
not ugly, so.
One tries.
Thank you.
It might be fun to go clean shaven again, but it's just a... It's
No.
like the beard? We'll have to do a poll online whether we like the beard or not. That's the next fun thing to do. What are you doing? Peanuts? No peanuts. It's a great company. Like your hair.
Thank you.
I had that kind of hair when I was 16. You just can't go walking with it. Okay, come here. Don't panic.
Oops. Oh, sorry.
There will be a short intermission while we deal with that is real.
Aww. Aww.
Don't worry, nobody's looking. They can't tell you're nervous in the slightest. They actually just think you're braver than they are. Because they couldn't even tell them to get up and ask you a question. So do you remember what your question is? You want to go for it?
So personally, I think Dean is better at this, but who do you think? Who do you think is better at torturing people, Crowley or Dean?
I thought I liked you up until I love you, I'm sorry. My favorite line, you remember the line with Kevin, which is like, you tortured my mom, or it's I'm like, was it? What did I say? That's how I show love, right? That's how I show love. I think I enjoy it more than Dean does. Dean needs to do it because that's his job. Mine's just entertainment. So it's a good thing. Thank you for the question. And I do love you. Yes.
Hi. So I've always wondered, what do you feel was the most difficult scene for you to play?
Most difficult scene? The end of season 8. The end of season 8 was the most difficult. It's so much fun, but it was so rewarding and so fun to do. Great group of people to work with. We did that in order, in sequence, which is very rare in TV. You don't usually get to shoot things in sequence, but it was written in a way that it could be done in sequence. And Kevin scheduled it so it would be done in sequence. And it was right at the end of an episode, and Phil was directing. And it was just, we were able to start from the Abaddon torture scene all the way through to the end, and I thought it was an amazing build. It was so much fun to do. It was fun to watch, no?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Good question. Did you get an answer? I'm answering questions today. What's wrong with me? I'll pick on you now. It's fine. Yeah. What? Don't complain. No whining. It's okay. Don't worry. We got all the time in the world. Funnest? Is that a word? What's the right word? That's pretty good. Most fun. Which scene was the most fun? Scene?
Yeah, no, not season.
Season? Whole season? The beginning, the beginning, the Demon Dean, the person. I wish that had gone on a bit longer. You know, I mean, each season has its own thing. 5 was like the end of Crypt King. It was a fascinating thing to move towards an apocalypse. And then 6 was really hard because Sarah had to work out how to steer a ship around from an end back to a beginning. 7, it had some great standalone episodes. 7 was an odd season. Probably not our best, but it had some great episodes in there yet again. 8 was, I think, fantastic. I think that was Jeremy came back and it was just like, oh, angels and demons, here we go. And I think it had made a big difference to the show. So that 8-9 blend, 8-9-10 blend was really good. 11 was really, really different. And 12 is, well, for those of you that can be bothered to watch it. Good, I'm glad to hear that. How old are you?
I'm 12.
12? Cool. When did you start watching Supernatural?
I was like
10. See, that's the difference. It's like, in the old days, you would never see TV shows. When I grew up, you didn't get to watch TV shows in bulk or go watch a season or go get the DVDs or watch it online. There was a show I used to love called Hill Street Blues, which was really, it was a cop show that was in, other cop shows are created as a result, and a lot of other television changed as a result of this show. The way it was shot, the way the characters worked, the way the writing worked. And I used to stay in on a Saturday night to watch it because I didn't have a VCR. You know what a VCR is?
Yeah.
And I didn't have a VCR. And it was on Channel 4 in England. And Channel 4, which is a multicolored 4 symbol, used to go blue. And then it was Hill Street Blues. And I used to stay at 10 o'clock at night, staying in on a Saturday to watch television. Terrible, isn't it? So you guys are lucky. So, what? You want something else? No. What's up?
Hi. So, before I got into Supernatural, my best friend got me addicted to Warehouse 13.
Talk into the microphone.
So, before I got into Supernatural, my best friend, or one of my best friends, got me addicted to Warehouse 13. And I just wanted to know what it was like to work on that show, because it was pretty awesome.
It was in Toronto, which is, I don't know why, it's probably not, I don't know if it's my favourite city, I don't think it's my favourite Canadian city. Very different than Vancouver, and I wasn't used to shooting in Vancouver. They have more weather there. More different weather. Snow and stuff they don't have anywhere else. So it was a different place. I mean, it was a fun show, it was a good show to do. But, yeah, I remember my first stuff was with Saul and CCH Pounder, so that was a lot of fun to do. They're good people. They were nice people. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Hi. Run, Forrest, run! Are those your real ears?
No.
So, I really love how you portrayed Crowley.
Well, that's lucky.
You're hilarious and you're amazing. And
I like the second one. The first one I'm not so sure about. Go on.
but I was curious what your best moments with Jared and Jensen were.
I don't know, it's, oh God. You know what, they're really kind men. They're very kind men. And they're a great example and they are a lot of fun to be with. Laughing with them is fun. You know, it is. There's the weird moments. So if you look at, you know, you look at the pie moment in the EW shoot, that's us, that's what it's like. Yeah, you know what would be funny? We just do it. It's a lovely feeling. We get together and enjoy what we do. Sometimes when we're together it can be really difficult for the people who are trying to control what we're doing. They sometimes will shout at us and tell us to shut up. But it's funny. It's always fun. They're just kind and generous people. And the set would be a very different place without that. It would be a very different place to go to work. So I've worked with unkind and ungenerous people. You know? And you can do it, and you can make your own fun. But they are inclusive, and they celebrate people and their talent, which is a lovely thing to watch. And I think it's infectious. There are people who have come to Supernatural that I've seen since season 5, and they didn't have a good time because they didn't get it, you know? And they still make room for them, their arms are open wide, and come on in and have fun, you know? It's like a big place to come play. And when you see the people when they get it, you know, when you see people embracing it and enjoying it, you know, the people we have here, you go, that's when you get it. That's when you go, okay, they're special for that reason. There's a lot of alphas there. It's a lot of alphas. It's the weirdest thing. It's not a normal place to go to work. I mean, everybody is an alpha. So it's almost like, it's like playing hacky sack 24 hours a day. Exhausting on occasion. But everybody has their own spot, their own thing, you know? Their own moment, their own thing. Everybody's different. Everybody's good at different things. It's fun to watch. It's a big old soup. Thanks. Bye. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Celeste.
Hi, Celeste. You're the first person who introduced yourself. Where are you from, Celeste?
Athens, Georgia, UGA.
Remember Al Green has a church down there?
Do what?
Al Green has a church down there, I think, in Athens.
I don't know.
No? Thought so.
Well, so everyone's been ragging on you today, I feel like, about how you're getting soft. I don't think you're getting soft. I think you're playing smart. You're canoodling with the Winchesters now, so...
Canoodling with the Winchesters.
That's the name of your biography.
That is absolutely the name of my biography. Not my autobiography.
Someone else writes it.
Somebody else will write it. Yeah. Mark Sheppard was canoodling with the Winchesters.
I meant in cahoots, you know.
Pot noodling with the Winchesters. Ramen noodling with the Winchesters.
I was wondering, since you are not really kind of our main focus villain right now,
Excuse you.
Who of the whole series, who has been your favorite villain to watch?
Yourself.
Other than yourself.
I'm not a villain. Who've been my favorites? I mean, I think they're all amazing, but there's been moments. There's like the intros of so many of them. But then I think the ones that endure are the ones you expect to be villains, but they're not villains. And I think that's the best thing about Supernatural, is that although they may be adversaries, they're not villains. They just have a completely different MO, and a different set of rules and different set of things that they want to do. And I think you'll find that the characters that we love, you know, from Rowena to Abaddon to, I mean, even down to Dick Roman, everybody had an agenda. So they never played it as villains. Even Death wasn't played as a villain. Look at the way Julian plays. It's a man with a job, trying to get something done. And there's no difference between Julian's portrayal of Death and yours of Chuck. I think it's a fully fledged character that has ups and downs. And, you know, it's a point of view. Evil and good is a point of view. Always remember that. It's an interesting thing. All right, so we've come to the end of a perfect day, as I've been speaking. I'm going to stop soon, so you'll be happy. I just want to say, listen, those of you that are new, I need to tell you this. I feel like I need to tell you this. It's, you know, we make television with 150 of our closest friends. And it's a very rare thing to be in the job that I am and get to interact with your audience. It's not something that's common. I come from stage, I come from music, and there you have a bond with the audience. So I've been looking at you, you've been looking at me this whole time. I know the shirt you're wearing, I saw the logo on your shirt. So there's a connection between that. You smile, I smile. I'm on TV, I'm sure you're smiling at some point, but I don't get to share that. And this is the amazing organic nature of what happens when we perform and we get this love and this care back. And that's the reason why we do this. We do this for the connection, for the fun. So even though I rib you guys and I give you merciless crap, and I make fun of you and I don't smile that often and I go gruff and grumpy, I love every second of this and what you guys do for us. It's a fantastic thing. And the other thing I have to say to you, as a newly minted American, and I'm sorry to say this to you, I don't care what your politics are. I don't care what you think is right and what is wrong. I, as a newly minted American, got to stand under an enormous flag, knowing what that flag means, knowing who's fought for that flag to mean what that flag means, knowing how hard it was for that flag to come together in the first place. And watched a man who's the President of the United States remind me not only what my rights are as an American, not an American citizen, an American. My passport says nationality, United States of America. There is no difference between me and you, whether you were born here or not. Doesn't say nationality British. I'm an American citizen. On my passport it says nationality, United States of America. You want to be American, America wants to accept you, you are an American. You're not 3/5 of an American or 9/10 of an American. Me and 5,000 of my closest friends walked through these doors together and we swore an oath to uphold the Constitution of the United States. And we swore that we would do what we were supposed to do, as every American is supposed to do. It's not just my right to vote, it is my damn duty and my obligation to vote.
Amen.
One asshole talking about how the President of the United States is responsible for the potholes outside their house. I'm going to go crazy. If you don't vote in your school boards, if you don't know who your representatives are, if you don't know what your positions are on everything that is on that ballot, you're idiots. You're allowing other people to dictate your life. In the only country that I have ever lived in that gives me the right to change my country. It's the right. I lived in England. Great country. Wonderful country. The country of my birth doesn't give me that right. I don't have a Bill of Rights in England. I have a Bill of Rights in America. The greatest country in the world. I urge you, whatever your politics are, whatever you believe, to not come from a place of hate or come from a place of ignorance, but embrace your fellow Americans and vote in every single part of that ballot that you are allowed to. Read what there are, read who's sponsoring every measure, look at every single issue. Take the damn time to do so. It is your obligation. Please vote. I love you all. Bye-bye.
Mr. Crowley, what goes on in your head? Mr. Crowley, did you talk to the dead? Mr.
Crowley. I love it, Mark Sheppard. Bringing it downtown. Tell it like it is, Borja. It's not going to kill you to pay attention, Mike. No more excuses, Borja.
I was listening.
This is the year you clock in and participate. We're excited to see what you do. Atlanta. Oh, Atlanta.